Record. Okay, I'm going to hit record if nobody minds, because we have some requests, people that couldn't make it that wanted us to send this to them. You know Leslie Enders, and I'm Robin Myers, for those that don't know me. But we are doing our Tuscany retreat, Women Who Dare to Live Their Best Life, October 19th to the 26th. And so we wanted to start getting information out there so we can finalize and get this booked. And we came up with questions for each other, but should we just start, or how about you introduce yourself? For Leslie, you go.
I'm Leslie Ender, and I live in Innsbruck, Austria. And I've been here 7 years. And I own my own small group travel business for women called Street View Adventure Travel. And I'm really excited to work with Robin. And yeah, next.
Oh, and welcome Annie. Hi, Annie. How are you?
I'm good.
Meet Annie Harris.
Hi, Annie.
Hello, Leslie.
Nice to meet you.
You as well.
So we're just getting started. Leslie just introduced herself as, did you hear Leslie's intro?
I did not. Sorry, Leslie. Come on, once more.
Okay. I'm Leslie Ender, and I live in Innsbruck, Austria, and I've been living here for 7 years. And I own my own small group travel business that focuses on women. And I basically focus my trips in Austria and Italy right now, but I have plans for expansion.
Very nice. And for those that don't know me, I'm Robin Joy Myers. I work with women, and I am a fear strategist and molecular geneticist and TEDx speaker. And I work with women on giving ourselves permission to stop our self-limiting beliefs and doubts and get over fear based on the science behind fear. And actually, my TEDx talk that was just released yesterday is the science of loneliness and isolation. And it's just the start of this whole conversation of how we can move through things and go through transitions and lead the lives that we want to lead. So that is our goal, really, is whatever transition that we have, whatever we think we have to do or should have done, or any of the should haves and could haves and would haves, we want to leave that at the door and basically take us all on a journey to leading our best life. And what does that look like? So Leslie and I have teamed up on why not pick an incredible place and make it an incredible experience and immerse ourselves into doing just that. So our first question, I'll throw it at Leslie first.
Okay.
What and why do you do what you do?
I am passionate about travel, and I am passionate about women and empowering women. And I feel that I can put those two things together and focus my business on women and travel and small group tours. And I'm finding there's kind of a magic when women come together on a tour, that women from varying walks of life, ages come together, and by the end they're a tribe. And there's been connection and friendship. And so I decided to expand on that. And Robin and I connected. And I think travel is a perfect place for change and for looking at your life differently, and for learning how to overcome fear for this particular tour. So I'm excited about that.
Likewise. So same with me. I work with women really to overcome fear, and the science behind it is that we all have fear. Without a doubt, 100%, we all have fear. That's not a choice. The choice is how we deal with it. And so we deal with it by learning that it works to our advantage, And so that's what I'm very passionate about sharing and teaching. And the beauty of combining it with a retreat like this is that we're going to decide what we want to attack and get rid of, and frankly, move through that. We're going to acknowledge it and realize it's real, and then work through it for the whole week and have a plan of action to go home and put into action and move forward. And we are going to be different. We're going to be ready to be different. That is the goal. We are not coming back the same. We're coming back with a mission. And so we will create this tribe, and this tribe will exist forever and ever. So this is something that will continue to grow, and we'll all continue to support each other. But what a better way to do it than to go to a place where we can completely immerse and learn to and trust each other. And there's a similarity of everyone that expressed interest in this trip. So know that it'll be a very safe and inviting community to come into. Ready for number 2?
I'm ready.
We're going to go through our questions, and then we can open it up to discussion. So you guys can ask whatever you want to ask. So question number 2, Leslie, how do you feel about joining forces, and what can we offer together for this tour/retreat?
I am very excited to be joining forces, and I was lucky to connect with Robin. We connected first online, but then when I was in New York, we actually met and we had dinner. Was it dinner or lunch? Anyway,
I think we had dinner.
Yeah.
A great dinner.
And I could tell right away that we definitely connected and laughed and talked about our vision. So that definitely left me with a very positive feeling. And I also think that I bring to the table is that my gift is creating the ambiance and the beauty, and I take it very seriously for the tours. Where we go, where we stay, I've researched it all, I've visited, I've made relationships, and so we take that, which is just travel and wonderful, and you're out of your element, and you're experiencing new things with new people. And then to work with Robin, who brings in then her expertise and her teaching and her leadership on daring to live your best life, and how to overcome fear, and how to not be stuck, and how to connect, and how to open your life up. And I love that you're not, that what you have studied and what you have done is very much based in research and in what works, and it's not just our word for it. So it's very, very exciting. So it's like synergy together. Mm-hmm. It's also kind of like a marriage, and it's both. You're getting a wonderful cultural tour, but you're also getting so much more. And because that's happening and everyone has the same goal, it will be every day, all day together. Of course, you can go off, and there's lots of opportunities to be by yourself and reflect and sit by the pool, but you can choose how much you are with the other women. And it's a time of growth and connecting and sharing ideas and bonding and friendships. And I think something that'll change your life, really.
I totally agree. I know it will be life-changing. I will put my guarantee to that one. And I agree with you. I mean, I think us joining forces is just a match made. When we met for dinner at our Thai place, I knew we just had a synergy that was an immediate. Even our kids are similar ages. It was just funny how everything kind of, our conversations just kept rolling, and finally it was like we both had to leave. It was getting late, and we're like, we got to go. But the beauty is that Leslie takes on knowing everything about where we're going and where we're staying, and all of that is her knowledge. And so for me, it's great because I'm concentrating on what I do best, and that is really the retreat side of it and the workshops and things like that. So we have both. If something needs to be handled on one side, we've got Leslie on that side and I'm on the other side. And so we do have formal workshops that we will have planned, and then there will be time that the settings is going to be amazing. Christina had said something about the setting of Italy. Yeah, I can't wait. But there's going to be places to be able to walk and time to reflect. So yes, we'll have our group time, and there'll be an opportunity for everyone to have a 1-hour session with me, which you'll pick the time during the week. It doesn't have to be immediately. It'll be whenever through the week you want to sign up. But then there'll be individual time just to get out. So you could stay with the group, or you could take the walk, take a hike. All of that will be set. But it will be incredible. Where we're situated is going to be just perfect, I think. I think it'll be amazing. We asked each other who would be interested in coming as our ideal traveler. Leslie?
Well, I think you and I both focus kind of on women in midlife, because there's often a lot of transition going on in midlife. But I think any woman who is looking at some self-reflection, wanting to make some changes. And, we don't all talk about it, do we, Robin? But everybody has fear, and everybody has fear that gets them stuck sometimes. So
Absolutely.
I think anyone who loves travel, wants to travel, but wants to take advantage of the gift travel gives us, which is being out of our everyday, seeing your life from a different perspective, being in a different culture, experiencing amazing wines and food. And I haven't mentioned this before, but someone who loves learning about new cultures, who loves experiencing the culture kind of, I like to say it, on the street level. In other words, we focus on small venues, family-run venues, family-run artisans. We're talking generations, like the wineries, or we're going to be in Italy, so wineries come, but also restaurants and food, and just really experiencing it on more of an intimate, personal level. And also, it's not going to be like a light speed tour. I mean, if you're not going to be doing a million, getting up early and seeing 5 sites every morning. This is definitely more experiential of the culture, and we've got lots of great things planned too. Should I go into those, or should we do that later?
That's up to you, really.
Okay, well, since I mentioned it,
since you started,
there's some beautiful hilltop towns like San Gimignano, which is lovely. Take a tour there. Possibly, not possibly, we will do a day in Florence. Also, Siena is a beautiful little walled medieval city that's there. And then there is a really amazing winery that I was at last October that's run by a family that makes beautiful wine, and you're tasting the family-made wine, and you're eating the food that the mom and the grandma are making, and you're overlooking their vineyards. And it's not like they give you this much. It's like they fill your glass and they put the bottle on the table. They're like, okay. And then the next spot, they do the same thing. So this island, you have to be careful of that kind of tasting.
Note to self.
You can easily have too much. Take this with the prosciutto, and take this with the bread, and everything they make is from their farm. So it's an amazing experience.
That's awesome. For me, again, it's not really necessarily age, although I think we're all kind of in the same age bracket. But it really is when you're ready to acknowledge that you're ready to figure out what that transition is and what that step that you want to move forward on, to acknowledge kind of your self-awareness and what's holding you back. And at our ages, I think, we've spent our lives serving everybody else, and you get into that pace of not really taking the time. And the more you don't take the time, the easier it is not to take the time for yourself. So the travel does two things. It immerses you into taking the time, which is a feat in itself for us to be like, we're going away for ourselves. That's the first feat. And then it allows us to really focus on us as an individual, and then the friendships and the bonds that you're going to make. And so you really start to think differently and learn. And so the goal isn't, though, just to come and think and begin it. The goal is then at the end of the trip, you leave thinking differently and implementing it differently. And that's when the support, of course, will be in at the end as well, that there is a support group and this tribe that's been created. So that's an ongoing thing that, we'll establish. I know we're going to establish and continue to grow.
And nurture.
And nurture, absolutely, and nurture. So I think that's important to both of us, in this whole process.
Definitely.
So that's really, the goal of this trip, and it's the first of many to come. My goal is to do this fall and spring. Another beautiful location, but
and I did also want to mention that anyone who joins the tour, then they will have me available to them free of charge for travel coaching, which means I will help them find the best airfare, help them find the best ground transportation, really hold their hand every step of the way to get to our destination, because the airfare and the ground transportation are not included in the tour. That just gets too complicated. It's much easier for people to choose when they come and go and what airport they want, what fare they're looking for. So that's how we're going to handle that. Right.
Should we open it up to, has the spring location been decided? No, it has not. We've talked about it, but no, not yet, actually. Hopefully sooner than later.
Yeah.
Should we open it to questions?
Absolutely. I'm ready.
Okay. Bear with me as I learn how to unmute everybody. I don't know if I could do that at once, but I don't think so. So I'm just going to start clicking unmute. How come I can't do that? Can everyone unmute themselves? Oh, I unmuted Annie. Hold on.
I think people can unmute themselves.
Susie, I'm trying. Jeannie, I unmuted you. Christina, you're unmuted. Susie, can you unmute yourself? Because I don't know why I can't.
Do you want me to look and see? Or do you have you have the kind of headquarters.
That's scary.
Susie, try pressing Alt-A.
Yeah, me and technology sometimes, as you'll all find out quickly.
No.
I'm very proud of us that we've gotten this far.
It's not quiet here, so I don't want to interrupt the call.
Oh, okay.
I have a bird.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions for us that we can answer? That's probably the best way to do it.
Hi, this is Jeannie. I don't have any questions at this point, but I just want to let people know that I have attended one of Leslie's tours in Austria with a lovely group of women. And it was a life-changing experience. I'm sorry, I'm kind of breaking up with this, but combining, everything within the whole program that you have set up, I can only imagine that this is going to be very successful. And it's, I'm ready to sign up.
That would be so awesome.
Awesome. We'd love to have you.
Thanks. We'll see.
Okay. Anybody else? Any questions whatsoever?
Hi, it's Annie. I don't have any questions. I'm actually extremely excited by the one glitch of why I haven't already signed up, Robin, is and Leslie. There's a huge conference that I will be attending the following week, and I'm on the board for the nonprofit organization that we're doing the conference for, and I'm the secretary. So it's
wow.
yes. I mean, I'm really. So I'm on the fence right now. I need to just make.
How much time is it between the end of the tour and when your conference would start?
A week.
A week.
The
Okay.
conference starts November 1st.
Okay.
So I know there'll be preparations and work and stuff.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Well,
I'm in denial right now, so just give me. I'll just have to self-soothe for a minute while I make up my mind.
I'll see if I can help you with that, okay?
see if there's any fears there. No. But that's something you really have to consider and weigh out. And of course, we'd love to have you, Annie. But
Definitely.
2 weeks would have been perfect. You know what I mean? That would have been, but a week before. Ugh.
Let's see what we can work out there.
You know, Annie, the other way to maybe think about this is you probably have some internet access to be able to address immediate needs, but more importantly, B, perhaps this will set you up to really being in such a motivated and positive place that you're really ready to take off that next week and handle everything.
Was that Christina?
Yes, it was.
Christina, you're good. You're good, Christina.
And you know, Annie, this is just me. We're all different. And I'm really respectful of people's own processes. But I will leave a week in between my tours because I need a week to kind of have some rest, get everything in order. And I find for me that seems to be enough from one trip to the next. I even did it once with less time. Wasn't optimum, but the trip went great. I was just more tired. So things to think about.
It ends on what day again?
Ends on a Friday.
I believe it's the 26th.
Which I think is a Friday.
I think it's a Saturday. Let me look. Nope, that's July. Sorry.
Well,
yes, Saturday the 26th.
Oh, Saturday morning. Well, the good news is, no pressure, Annie, but the good news would be is that you're going to prep to go away on the trip, so that part will be done. So then you get really clear and refreshed and ready to jump in for the next week. You just have to deal with jet lag. I don't know what that is.
I travel a bit, so that's not a big deal.
See?
So
there you go.
I have another question. How many slots are still available? Because I'm wanting to bring a friend, possibly.
Right now, we have plenty of spots. We have a lot of people who are, we have a few people signed up, but we have quite a few people that are like you. They're very interested and they're just waiting to do it. So if you act quickly, then there's a spot for you and your friend. And August 20th is going to be our kind of our deadline for signing up, because then we're committing. At that point, we have to have enough signups to be able to move forward, and so.
Yeah, I understand.
And we're very positive about that, and we think that it's going to be a go. So
I am confident we're going. So
yeah,
just saying. Give it, I guess weigh it out. And if you need help weighing it out, I'm happy to help you weigh it out. I'm good on those things. So kind of what I do. Don't worry. So, and we'll get, as we get closer, and Leslie, this probably is more for you. I mean, I know we have a tentative itinerary, but when do you expect, I guess until we know the numbers really, right? We're not taking more than 10. I mean,
Right.
that's a definite. It's
That's a definite. 10 is max. Well, I'm going August 12th to the 16th. I'm actually going to be in Tuscany, and I'm going to be, just meeting with potential vendors and transportation and visiting my favorite winery friends again. And I actually have 2 villas that I'm going to be evaluating. They're both beautiful, but I'm always looking at location, which is going to have the most to offer, the easiest to get around if you want to do something on your own for an afternoon. And so after the 16th, I will have a much more definitive itinerary. But it's going to be very similar to the itinerary that is currently on the website. And the absolute nailed down one is usually 2 weeks before. And then, things are always changing. There might be slight changes with restaurants or something, but I want everyone to know that it's always equivalent. It's not like if we have a winery tour and that changes dates or locations, it's still going to be a nice winery tour, even so in other words, they're going to be the same. Because I know some tours I have heard that, they'll have a certain place to stay or a certain venue, and then it gets changed, and then it's not what was advertised and maybe not that nice. But that's not me. It's going to be nice. It's going to be equivalent even if things change, because you can't control that. Sometimes you're dealing with family-run businesses, so sometimes they have their own things that come up, and then we just redo it, put it together. So one thing about Tuscany is that they make their living on tourism, and now a lot of the smaller wineries, the smaller farms, the little restaurants, they want to be a part of that. So they're very, very happy and helpful and want to work with people like me, because they can't accommodate 25 people. They can accommodate 10 people. So.
I think that's something that, I think that's the beauty of us pairing up, is that the area so well, and obviously you're over there and you can go visit, which is such a horrible thing to have to go do.
No.
But
it's really about 5 hours drive from here. So
yeah, what a shame. 5 hours for me puts me like either Connecticut or the Carolinas, I don't know. But I think the beauty is that the spots, and I think that's what makes this such a great team thing, because I don't need to worry about, is it an equivalent thing, or, if this winery doesn't work out, what are we going to do? And that's the beauty, because even if it was a day of decision, Leslie's on that while we're still doing what we were going to do.
Right, Jeannie? I'm always on it, right?
Well, exactly. See?
Yes, you are. Whatever happens, Leslie's right on top of it. And she does pick some great places to go to and see.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because we got totally rained out of a hike, this all-day hike in Austria. And regrouped and had a great day anyway in the rain, doing different things.
We can deal with rain and wineries or whatever, or double wineries. So
every day is an adventure.
That's what it's all about. But I think that is the beauty why we're such a good team together, because obviously you handle all of that while and have the knowledge, and I don't have to worry about any of that, which is perfect.
Yeah.
So
leaves you wide open for your creative and giving and problem solving and coaching,
Exactly.
all those good things.
So we get to do what we both love to do and bring it together. So any other questions? Christina knows. She just said, yeah, we collaborate quite a bit, Christina and I. So you can attest to that, right?
Yeah. And then we recorded this, right? Because I think there'll be a lot of people be interested in listening to it.
We did. There's a few that I said I would send the recording to. So
Is
And
it the kind of thing you can post on Facebook? This is the recording?
I
Or
think
maybe
so.
email. But anyway, we can figure all that out after.
Yeah. I think that's a technology question, which I don't like to field. I think so. If not, we'll do another one. But are there any other questions regarding the trip? Uploaded to YouTube. Oh, thanks, Christina.
Thank you, Christina.
Glad you're here for many reasons, but glad you're here. Any other questions that we can answer or try to? No? Well, I hope you consider coming. I think it will be an amazing trip. We'll keep you up to date as we know. Again, Leslie's traveling. She has the rough job of traveling to Tuscany in a week to check out both locations and everything around that. So we'll leave it up to her. But Jeannie, I haven't met you. I hope to meet you. And Annie, I will see you the end of the week. But
Yes.
I thought of one other thing I wanted to add, and that is that Street View Adventure Travel, Facebook, I think Robin can post a link. And when I am in Tuscany, I'll be doing little vignettes of videos, live videos, and photos. So you can get a little preview of the Tuscany trip.
oh, awesome. I can do that. You'll tell me what to do. I'll post whatever.
Okay, I'll send you a link and you can just put it on your Facebook page and then people can find it from there.
Great.
Who worked on it, like Anne and Christine. I'm not sure they found me on my Facebook page or not.
We'll link it up. Sounds
Mhm.
good. Okay.
All right. I'm excited.
I am too. It's going to be amazing. It's truly going to be amazing and life-changing. I will say that. We are going to have a blast. And
Yeah. And we're going to have a blast. I mean, you know what they say? They say that your joy quotient has to be greater or equal than your pain or fear. So in a trip like that, where you're connecting and enjoying and who can have a bad time in Tuscany, then it's easier to look at and hold these concerns, fears, and do something about them. So
there you
there's my
go.
little nugget for the for the end.
Well, I always say that the idea of living fearlessly isn't without fear. All of you, it's living in the moment with a conscious and courageous presence of us being able to move through it. So the goal is that we learn what's our non-negotiables and our self-awareness. So as things happen, we realize that fear doesn't paralyze us. It doesn't need to paralyze us. We learn what our triggers are and we learn how to shorten those triggers. So we'll learn all kinds of tools and strategies and how to claim our best lives and be able to own it. That is our goal.
All right.
So that is that.
Hopefully we'll see some of you in Tuscany.
Hope so.
Thanks, Robin. Thanks, Leslie.
Thanks so much, Jeannie. Thanks, Annie, for joining us too.
Hey, take care.
Take care.
Okay. Bye.
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 Okay.